A man who has been described as a wonderful person was killed over the weekend while he was helping someone on the side of the road, and this was in Arlington, Texas. A man is deceased, and two others were in critical condition after a multi vehicle crash. Reportedly, the two others are still hospitalized. Officers responded to the scene on Saturday morning at around 1 a.m. This was after they received reports that an SUV hit a vehicle and multiple pedestrians. When officers arrived to the scene, they found a 31-year-old man who was deceased and a 42-year-old woman who was lying on the ground. Medical professionals then pronounced the man deceased at the hospital, while the woman who was struck is still in critical condition. The gentleman who lost his life is pictured here, and this is Tyler White. Investigators eventually determined that a 42-year-old woman named Beatrice White was driving a 2016 Hyundai along North Watson Road when she lost control of the vehicle and went off the roadway. I believe it was due to her being stuck in some mud, so she then called family members for some help. Tyler was one of those family members, and reportedly he was Beatrice's brother-in-law. Beatrice is married to Tyler's brother, Andrew. When he got to the scene where Beatrice was, he was in a 2004 Yukon, GMC Yukon. He reportedly turned on his hazard lights and he parked in the right lane. Reportedly, Tyler and Beatrice were out of the vehicle and they were getting tow cables out of the Yukon. That's when a BMW SUV came up to them at a very high rate of speed, and the driver of the BMW hit both Tyler and his sister-in-law, Beatrice, who was having the car trouble, and she also hit Tyler's Yukon that they were getting that tow cable out of. The driver of the BMW who hit them had to be extricated from the vehicle. It was said the driver was a 34-year-old woman. She is still also reportedly in critical condition at a local hospital. Police said the investigation is still ongoing and that charges are pending based on the outcome of everything. They have not ruled out the possibility that alcohol could have been a factor in the woman hitting the two people in the vehicle. Tyler's brother Andrew reportedly called Tyler the family handyman, which is why he was called to help. Andrew said his wife Beatrice has some pretty awful injuries and a long road to recovery ahead. Andrew, the brother, also gave a message to the driver who caused the crash. He said, just as you caused detrimental hardships to our families, you did to yours as well. Tyler's wife, Bria, who has been pictured here in these pictures, said that they were at a family member's holiday party when they got the call that Beatrice needed help. She was also on the scene, and she said she was hugging Beatrice and then told Beatrice to get in the car because it was cold, and Beatrice said no because she was muddy. It was after that that Bria got back in the Yukon where the cables were. She said she then heard a bright light and heard an engine, and then boom, the Yukon started spinning and spinning. She said that she called out for her husband but found him on the ground, and that somebody else who was on the scene performed CPR. I'm assuming that would be his brother who did that, but I don't know for sure. She said to begin with, he was breathing, so she had hope and she was optimistic, but it was a few minutes after arriving to the hospital that she found out he was deceased. Reportedly, she had a few injuries from the crash, but she said that the little bruises that she received was nothing compared to the internal pain she has in her heart from losing her husband. Together, the two of them had a 10-year-old boy and two daughters aged 2 and 7. She said he was a wonderful man and father who loved his family, and that he was known for his kind heart. And well, it shows, because literally his last act on earth was him helping someone else. This is one of the saddest stories I've done in a while. My heart and prayers go out to all of Tyler's loved ones and to Beatrice. I hope she heals quickly and fully, and I truly hope that justice is served 100% in this case. For more content, be sure to give me a follow, and if you're on YouTube, click subscribe.